Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Brew Jackets. It's a Fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight is my co-host Hefty Duck. And as always, we invite people to come on the show. Whether they come on or not, that's a different story. There's always next time. But anyways, on today's show, we have some stuff to talk about. The Blue Jackets have a new center ice logo. We're going to talk about that for their 25th season coming up in October. So we're going to talk about that. A little Dean Evanson report card for he's one season in. How did he do? What do we like about Dean Evanson? We're going to talk about that. Ohio State not doing good in hockey attendance, and that's not good. So we're going to talk about that, what they could do better, and so much more. So let's get going here, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Oh, yeah. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everyone has had a good summer week. I know we're slowly kind of entering in the fall weather here, at least in kind of like the north central area of Ohio right now. Beautiful day out today. Perfect weather. Yeah, I hope everyone's been well. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if possible. Check out our YouTube. We are always we're on Twitter and YouTube mostly. Our biggest fan base is viewer base is on Twitter, but check out our YouTube as well. And we have a comment right off the rip. O'Brien Madigan says, "Hi guys, what's up, Madigan? How's it going? Hope your summer's been great so far." Yeah, we have quite a bit to talk about tonight, so we can go ahead and jump right into it here.
But first, I have to just make a quick shout out here. Go join the march that Union Blue Soldiers is doing on October 13th, 2025. So one last time, check out the March of the Union Army that Union Blue Soldiers is doing on Monday, October 13th, 2025, R-Bar 6 o'clock p.m. It's a fun event for the Blue Jackets home opener for Blue Jackets fans. So come join them as they march on to Nationwide Arena to cheer on the Blue Jackets.
Hell yeah. So, let's see here. Some of the bigger news this last weekend. I mean, there was some like a little bit of news in Blue Jackets prospect land. The KHL, the Russian league, professional league over there, is has started, and a couple of Blue Jackets prospects have had some goals recently. Kirill Dolzenkov for the CSKA. I don't know how to read any of the half their stuff, but so at CBJ Prospects on Twitter, they made a post, a mini update to where CBJ Prospects are playing this season, and he added jersey numbers, and so I repost this. You can find this on my Twitter, or you can find it at CBJ Prospects. So in the OHL this year for the Oshawa, I believe it's Generals, right? Number 96, we have Owen Griffin. Number 19, Luca Morelli. And I think Luca Morelli is eligible for Cleveland. He has like an entry-level contract signed right now. So when the OHL season comes to a close or whatever, you might be able to see him on Cleveland. Or if I think he can get called up, right?
He's not.
Like,
he
to Cleveland. I mean, not to the NHL.
He can't play in the OHL anymore.
Oh, once he's okay, cool. So, in the QMJHL, the Blue Jackets don't have any prospects currently. In the WHL, number 35 got Evan Gardner for the Saskatoon. Is it Bandits? Something like that. Anyway, he's an ELC signed as well. We have number 7 Charlie Ellick for Tri-City, also ELC signed. The biggest group so far is the NCAA. So I'm just gonna kind of run through them pretty quick, but these are guys to keep an eye out this year, and especially in these months where there's not as much Blue Jacket stuff going on. Definitely cool to check out the everything else. But yeah, NCAA. So number 27, Luke Ashton playing for Cornell. I don't know what the SO means. Okay. Number 28, the one and only Caden Lindstrom. Of course, he's playing at Michigan State, and he is playing with number 32, Melvin Strahl. And Jeremy Loranger, he's playing Nebraska Omaha. And number 86. Number 16, Andrew Strathman is playing for North Dakota this year. North Dakota generally pretty good hockey
Yep.
school. That's all they have. Number 8, James Fisher playing for Northeastern. And then, Harkey would like this. We have number 7, Jack Smith playing for Penn State. Got Tanner Henricks playing for St. Cloud State. And then Malte Voss. What a name. What a great hockey name. Playing for Boston. And another great hockey name, William Whitelaw, playing for Western Michigan. And then, if you go over to the next photo there, over in Europe, the Blue Jackets have a couple playing over there. Oiva Keskinen, he's playing for Tappara, which is over in Finland, and he signed to an ELC. So according to CBJ prospects, he will be coming to the Buffalo training camp. Could end up going back over then too, but that training camp's coming up here in just about 4 days, actually, September 11th through 15th. Just we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Let me finish this out real quick though. So from Russia, we have another Kirill. We have Kirill Dolzenkov. Like I mentioned, he's the one that scored earlier. He is on the CSKA, like you can read there. Another one on the same team, Nikolai Makarov, number 18. I think number 64, Pyotr Andreyanov, also on the same team. So on a different team, the SKA, Sergei Ivanov is over there playing. His number is number 1. And just one player.
Sweden.
So it's mostly Russians. We have one player in Finland and one player in Sweden. Victor Hedden, Raftheim. Brynus. I don't know what those words are. Which part is his name and which part is his team? Shit, I think it's Victor Hedden, and then he's playing for Raftheim Brynus, IF Org. I don't fully know what that means, but yeah, just a couple players to look out for. We'll be trying to retweet some stuff, repost some stuff when they they do some good stuff. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huge shout out to the U.S. Women's National Sled Hockey Team. They won their first ever World Para Ice Hockey Women's World Championship gold medal. So that's pretty huge in the women's sled hockey community. One of the players, Kelsey DeClaudio, pulled off of Michigan on sled hockey. Like I can't imagine like how difficult that would actually be. I mean, you could give me a hockey stick and like a free shot for like an hour, and not sure I'd make one.
No.
On a sled hockey team. But anyway, I just wanted to shout that out real quick. Other than that, so back to the prospects a little bit. Oh, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. Right now, oh wait, you can put the picture back up. I like it. Right now, Kevin's got a fantastic photo of a friend of the show,
Harry. Our guy Harry, a good guy, the Dime a Dog champion who's been on the show many times, was recently at the Blue Jackets night at the Clippers game, and you could there was an auction for all the jerseys that the Clippers wore that day, and Harry won one of the auctions and got himself a Blue Jackets themed Clippers jersey, which is just really cool. I like this jersey. It legitimately looks like a baseball version of the Blue Jackets home jersey, which is cool. I like that. And then using a good logo, combining part of the Clippers logo with part of the Blue Jackets logo, putting it together into one logo, and I like it. So this is cool. This is just one of the things that I have to share from the Blue Jackets night at the Clippers game.
It's pretty sick. Yeah, that's one of the things. There's some other cool stuff too that we were going to talk about here in a little bit, but gotta love the jersey. That's so awesome. And of course, what a awesome person to get a jersey. Good old Harry.
Harry.
That's
All right,
pretty
so
cool.
Harry's got more pictures actually. So
Oh,
that's
yeah.
from his seats. There's Boone Jenner with Stinger.
And with that hockey stick, Boone Jenner just throughout shot out the first pitch of the game. It was very it was dead on, except it was like it was high over the catcher's head from what I heard from
Yeah.
people.
So there's that. And of course, and the Blue Jackets employees kind of like a little security act for Boone Jenner. I think that I like that. That's kind of funny, but that's good. That's good. And let's see
What
if
do you mean
there's
Stinger up there? That's all the security he needs.
yeah, Stinger. That's right. And then Stinger, Stinger was also there. Here we have Harry's wife with Elvis Merzlikins and Eric Gabranson.
That's awesome. I seen a different picture. I don't know if I'll be able to bring it up, but I always forget about actually how tall Erica Branson is till he's walking next to someone who's average height.
Yeah.
And what a beast.
Let's see here. Another picture of Harry's wife and Eric Branson and Elvis Merzlikins.
Elvis is like always smiling, and like every time I see him,
Yeah.
like outside of like the arena, because like when he's in there, when he's getting ready for games, like he's very serious. I
Right.
think it's not like that he can't like laugh and joke around a little bit, but he's definitely he's like focused.
He is. He is. So next
Cool
up.
hats too.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, we'll go back to hat.
Oh, well, I almost missed a comment earlier. Madigan asked how we are doing. I'm doing great, thank you.
Right.
And then there was another comment here from Madigan. My boyfriend and I were interviewed by ABC6 that night during the Clippers Blue Jackets night. Nice. I think I might have seen you share that on Instagram,
Yep.
Twitter,
Yep.
X, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It's definitely not Instagram, but and our interview. Yeah. I think that's what I seen posted.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
So no, that is a shout out to ABC6 News because they're one of the few people in the Columbus media, from my perspective, that are actually putting in the work to actually give actual Blue Jackets coverage. The unfortunate reality is that for many people in the Columbus media, they're not really interested in doing that. They're more interested in just paying attention to Ohio State. Like, I like Ohio State, but to just pay attention to Ohio State and nothing else is, in today's world, is unacceptable. You can't do that anymore. You need to give the Blue Jackets coverage. And ABC6 News, they're one of the few people in the Columbus media that actually understands that. And they're always out there giving good coverage to the Blue Jackets, from Blue Jackets games on their channel, interviewing Blue Jackets players, and just anytime there's something to do with the Blue Jackets, ABC6 News more likely than not has it, which is what needs to be done.
I think I'm getting just a tiny bit of background noise from you. But not to steer the conversation away, but I just was looking at something. Is that a sweatshirt? Can I see your sweatshirt?
Oh yeah. So
pretty fucking.
I don't know if you. Yeah,
oh, that's sick. It's like the home and away jerseys kind of split.
I'll take this off the screen so you can see it, but let's see here.
Dude, that's sick. When did you get that?
Okay, so shout out to my Uncle Kurt and Aunt Sue, who they got this online, and this was a Christmas gift that they got for me last Christmas. And as you can see, it's half home, half away.
Yeah, that's sick.
And I don't know if you're going to see this or not, but as you can see, it has Adam Fantilli on it.
Yeah, I can see that pretty good. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just like caught a glimpse of like the kind of tear, and I was like, is that half and half? And yeah, it sure is. That's sick. I wasn't sure if it was like an actual jersey, but then I saw the strings from the hoodie.
Yeah.
Because it looks like an actual jersey, like from far away. Got the striping and all the lettering and logo just right. Well, that's pretty cool. Hell yeah.
Anyways, so
Well, yeah, big shout outs to Kevin's aunt and uncle.
that's that's right. Thank you, Uncle Kurt and Aunt Sue, for that.
Anyway, I just had to point it out a bit because like I'd never seen you wear it yet. Or maybe
No,
I hadn't noticed it.
I've worn this before, just not on the show. And it's like, well, maybe I'll wear it on the show today. Something different. So on to the
Anyway,
next thing, continuing our coverage of the Blue Jackets night at the Clippers game. So this is a little video that the Clippers, some videos the Clippers posted on their Instagram page.
So this is just going over the jersey auction.
And the lineup that day.
That's cool. Mr. Travis Bazzana, first round pick from last year's draft, absolutely out there killing it. Doing such a great job right now. I can't tell. Is that Matthew Olivier?
It
Or is
is.
that Clippers players? Oh, okay.
Matthew Olivier and Dante Fabro.
Yeah, I can just kind of recognize Olivier's got like pretty big shoulders.
He does.
He's kind of like can like recognize him just like the way he sits. And then you said Dante Fabro. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's good to see like these guys like are all in Columbus, and I think they've been there for like a little minute too, like at least a couple days or weeks or something. And everyone's filtering back in from the summer.
Right.
I don't know if there are any. I know Elvis has been in Columbus for like I think the majority of the summer.
Yes.
He said he was going to stick around, train, from what I understood. Probably went back home to visit a bit, but yeah, because otherwise, like we were talking a little bit before the show, the real show of like hockey's back is when all the Russian players come back.
Yep.
And because then it's getting real because they're, they want to probably spend time with their family and friends back at home as much as they can.
Right. So,
yeah.
Here it is.
Pretty cool.
There's Boone Jenner practicing for the first pitch.
Warming up with the baseball. That's cool. And the stick. I wonder. I don't think the weight difference would be that crazy. Hold on, I think I have both right behind me. There's your. All right, so I got my 2023 New Year puck against and I got just like a shitty old baseball. Honestly, the puck is like very slightly. I don't know how the MLB baseballs are because this is not an MLB baseball, but the pucks are slightly heavier. I'd imagine it probably just feels like playing with like a street hockey ball or something.
Right. So.
But yeah, I thought it was funny. Shot over the head, but better than going too short.
Right.
Shit.
All right. So there's that. I think the Blue. I'm going to quickly check the Blue Jackets Twitter page to see if they posted anything from that day. And then we'll put that up there.
Yeah, we'll see if Travis Bazzana gets any call-ups here in September. The Cleveland Guardians are still kind of like potentially fighting for a spot. But Bazzana's been doing so hot that like you can't ignore that. You can't just be like, well, but things are going good. But like you have a player who's doing better than other players on the team. Granted, I don't think anyone's doing bad right now on the team, but still, it's.
I don't.
Fighting. I know y'all are more Reds fans, but it's like it's kind of like when you cheer for the Cleveland Monsters, like you want to see like your best players stay there and do the best, but like at the same time, they do need called up, and that's a lot of their end goals is to end up in the.
Yeah, so here we go. So Reds.
You got that Clippers video still up.
Yeah, I still got, but I got another video to put up. But the I'll just say this: the Guardians may be facing what the Reds had happened because their top hitter, Sel Stewart, he was just cooking down in the minors, and he just got too good to where they had to call him up. So that may happen with the Guardians. But anyways, the Clippers posted a video of Boone Jenner with the first pitch.
Hell yeah. What a wing.
So there he is. Here we go. Well, there you go. Getting it done. That's just cool.
It looks like in Harry's one picture, it looks like he was about to throw the stick into the crowd or like give it to someone.
Right? Yeah.
That's cool. At the bottom of the jerseys have that white and red stripe too, because normally, like, I don't think it doesn't matter because the players have to have them tucked in baseball.
Right.
I'm a little bit surprised that they're not buttoned up, but also maybe not. I don't know. I think like all MLB ones are buttoned up. I think the majority.
Let's see. The Blue Jackets don't have anything. I'm going to check the Clippers page if they have anything else from that day before we move on here. But this is a perfect example of Columbus teams working together to promote each other. This is what should be happening. And I like to see it, and it needs to keep happening. You need to keep supporting each other and spread the word out there. So let's see here. Do the Clippers have anything else for them? No. Oh yes, they do actually. So we'll put this up on the screen. This has got music, so that's a no. But Clippers players stopped by Nationwide Arena, did some fun stuff, and said hi to the Blue Jackets.
So this is a virtual reality jersey.
And virtual reality hockey.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, they actually shoot pucks out of that thing at you? That's awesome.
I'll back this up.
So I have not seen this in person because normally I've seen the one where you shoot the puck at the screen thing, but this screen, so it has a like a video game character like coming down the ice and it shoots the puck, and then the puck, there's like 5 holes, like 3 in the middle and 2 in the bottom, that like the puck can shoot out of, quote unquote, and you gotta catch it. That's so cool. Huh. They caught it and threw it down. You're supposed to hold on to it. I think it always is cool when they have them playing like the video game stuff like this, though. They're actually sitting there and there's dude, he took a straight up like baseball swing to it. Oh, that guy got them all. 20 seconds too. I can imagine that they'd have like great 84. That's a hard hit. I can imagine these dudes that have some pretty good hand-eye coordination and hard hits like that. Huh. I love the crossover between the two sports. You hit things with sticks. Lacrosse is close, but you don't hit. You mostly throw and catch with it. So.
And that's the logo that was seen on the jersey, a combo of the Clippers and Blue Jackets logo. Very nice.
So. Real neato.
All right. On to the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is this. I'm going to put this up on the screen. So I saw this recently on Twitter. We are big Ohio State people, in part, especially hockey. We do talk about a lot about the Ohio State hockey programs, stuff we like and stuff that we wish could be better. This is one of those things that I wish could be better for Ohio State, which is the attendance just recently came out for Big Ten hockey this past season. And Ohio State is the worst in the Big Ten. They finished last. And that's unacceptable. That's not good. A school like Ohio State, in my opinion, I think, you're good at football consistently. Yes, the Ohio State women's hockey team has played in 4 national championships and won 2 of them, so they've been much better. But, generally speaking, Ohio State doesn't really promote stuff that's not named football. That has to stop. You need to promote your other sports. That plays a role into this because I've been to 3 Ohio State hockey games. They're fun, but it's small crowds. No one is really there. They have an upper deck and it's closed off because no one really shows up. And the only time they opened it up was the last time I was there, was the day before the Blue Jackets outdoor game. Ohio State played Michigan, and they had the upper deck open because they're playing Michigan, and a good chunk of that stadium was filled with Michigan fans. So there's that. And so that needs to get better. You need to promote your team. You need to promote your sports, not named football. On top of that, the shot is awful. It's not a good place to see a hockey game. It's meant for basketball. That doesn't help Ohio State. And historically, Ohio State hockey is, I'm not talking about the women because I've already had someone come at me, but the women, yes, I know the women. I know that they've been good. I know they've been in 4 straight national championships and they've won 2 of them. I understand that. For the context of this conversation, when I say Ohio State hockey, I mean the men's. I'm not talking about the women. There's no reason to bring the women into this conversation because they're good. And there's no reason because they're good. And there's no reason to rip on them. So I want people to understand this. When I say Ohio State hockey, I'm not talking about the women. I'm talking about the men. So now that you know, I say Ohio State hockey, I mean the men. So the men, Ohio State hockey, historically are average at best. No national championships. They've made some trips to the Frozen Four. They won the Big Ten. They've had some good moments and made the NCAA tournament here and there. But, it's kind of average. And then on top of that, they don't, unlike Ohio State football, they get the best of the best to come to them and play football for them. They always have that one or 2 guys that are just really good. They're like, man, I have to see that guy play. Meaning on TV or at the game itself. There's always that guy or 2 that's really good. It's I have to see that guy play. In this case, it's Jeremiah Smith for Ohio State. Ridiculously good receiver. Ohio State hockey historically has never really had that. They've never really had that guy that's really good and stands out. That guy's man, I have to see him play. They don't. They really don't have the top talent that comes to Ohio State. For hockey, they just don't. There is no Adam Fantilli or Zach Wierenski or a Johnny Gaudreau type of a talent at Ohio State. But you can find them at other schools. You can a Michigan or a Minnesota, a Wisconsin, a Michigan State, Boston College, stuff like that. So that doesn't help Ohio State hockey in terms of attendance. And I also do think that having the Blue Jackets in town does not help Ohio State, because if you're in Columbus or the Columbus area and you want to go to a hockey game, you're going to pick the Blue Jackets. And it's no disrespect to Ohio State, but that's the truth. You have a choice between Ohio State hockey with guys that you probably haven't heard of, and with guys that more likely than not are probably not going to make the NHL. And if they do, it's not going to be like an Adam Fantilli, a Johnny Gaudreau, Zach Wierenski type of a talent. They'll be good players, but they're just not the best of the best, not elite talent that comes from other schools. So that's another reason. And you go to a Blue Jackets game, it's hey, I could see Boone Jenner, Kirill Marchenko, Zach Wierenski, Kent Johnson, Sean Monahan, Dmitry Voronkov. I could see Adam Fantilli play. The list goes down the list. It's like, yeah, you're picking that. So you put all those things together, and I can see why Ohio State is unfortunately last in attendance in hockey. When you don't put a lot of effort into it, and when you don't promote it, when you have an awful hockey facility, you don't produce top talent. So there's no if you're good at hockey, there's no reason to go there, like a Caden Lindstrom or an Adam Fantilli type of player or Johnny Gaudreau. You're going to go to a different school. There's Caden Lindstrom, he could have gone to Ohio State. Yeah, but no, because that turned out to be not true, because his two schools of choice were Michigan and Michigan State. So, there's that. So you put all those things together, and that's why Ohio State is where they are in terms of attendance for hockey. It's sad. It's very unfortunate, but it's the truth. So Ohio State, if you want to get better attendance, this is what I would say. You need a better hockey facility for both your men's and women's team. The women play at a peewee rink. That's unacceptable. And the men play at the shot. And that's not acceptable either. You don't have a history of developing top talent. That hurts you. You're not consistently good. That hurts you. So if you get better, you're good consistently, you put more effort into your hockey facilities, that's going to help you get better, more attendance, better players, and then you'll show that you can develop top talent. That's going to help you get better, more players. And promote hockey and other sports, because historically, when you look at Ohio State, at least from my perspective, it's just football. That's it. That's all they promote. And I get it. Ohio State's really good at football. But you're not going to go very far if that's all you have. You can look at other schools that, yeah, they're good at football, but they're good at hockey or some other sport, and they promote their other sports. So I'll sum it up. Get a better hockey facility for both the men's and the women's. Prove that you can be consistently good on a consistent basis. Prove that you can develop top talent. And promote your teams. No more just football only mindset. You do all those things and you can get better attendance, because, I think you do deserve it, but you got to put in some effort into it, because that's just how it is, unfortunately, for Ohio State. And again, it does not help that the Blue Jackets are in town, because most people are going to pick the Blue Jackets over Ohio State when it comes to hockey.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm just like, given the choice between the two, it's just gonna be more exciting. I mean, where I live like more locally in Columbus, I would almost definitely be going to quite a few Ohio State games, hockey games. But especially like it's really cheap.
It is.
But yeah, if I want excitement, if I want to actually cheer for something and I don't know, be part of like a bigger movement, Blue Jackets are where it's at. I mean, obviously it's a professional sports team. It's not like, it's not to brag on college athletes, because there's plenty of amazing ones, and there's plenty that are going to be in the professional leagues too. But it's just going to be better hockey. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be faster. But I do like seeing the both organizations getting along well, the Blue Jackets and the Ohio State.
Yep.
Like even like, and just to bring up the women's hockey a bit too, like their coach Nadine, she was at the camp last year, and I wouldn't be surprised to see her at camp again this year for the Blue Jackets. Especially with how many younger kind of guys that they have, and her just being very familiar with talking to those younger people is just really neat. But yes, as far as attendance goes, I mean, this is rough to see. And I see a comment over here on the right, because Wisconsin Hockey posted this.
Yes.
They have they're the top of the list here with 10,461. Just to read some numbers out for our audio listeners. So it goes Wisconsin with over 10, Minnesota with just over 9,000. Then it drops quite significantly to Michigan State at about 6,500. Michigan, then Penn State is at 6,180. That's quite a bit more than I would have thought for Penn State, but Michigan's not too far behind that with 5,600. Then it drops Notre Dame at just about 4,900-ish or so, and Ohio State's hovering just under 4,300. So, and that was the top attendance. So I don't know if that's like per a game, like they're top selling this game so far. Because if so, I'd imagine that Ohio State, that would have been when like if Michigan came into town or something like that. Because like you mentioned, I mean, anywhere that's nearby Ohio State, like they're gonna have tons of fans showing up because and then they get to come hang out at the Schottenstein Center, and it's okay. I mean, at least they have a building for it. But
yes, but it's
yeah.
I've been to 3 hockey games at Ohio State, and they're fun. It's just when you're there, it's like this is just kind of meh. It's kind of average at best. And this building, you sit there, and this building is meant for basketball. Some of the sight lines there are just awful. And I still remember it. The seat that I had when it was, if it was on the left side of the ice when there was play, like if you go to a hockey game, you sit straight and you can turn easy, you can see everything. Except,
I was looking at a little background noise. Sorry to interrupt you.
Hang on a second.
No, I know what you're getting at though too here. Like it's almost like it's harsh angles, and it's a lot more steep, I think. Because being a bit smaller of an arena, you gotta to get more seats in there. It's gotta be a bit more steep, and I'm hoping that since the last time I was there, in probably like 2007 or 2008, I'm hoping that. Oh, I'm sure that some sort of renovations were made, but the seating is
So I remember. So normally you go to a hockey game, you sit, you can see everything. You can just basically sit still, straight, maybe turn a little bit, but everything is fine. But with the seats I had at the Shot, it's like if it was on that side of the ice, it was an awkward angle, and I kind of had to like turn like this, and it was so weird and so awkward. But yet, if it was on the right side of the ice, it was fine. And that's just an example where it's just not made for hockey. It's just not. Like the games are fun. It's just like this could be better. And then you go to a Blue Jackets game. It's like this is really good, and it's not even close. This just destroys the shot.
Well, and yeah, that's because like the ice is longer than the average basketball court. Like the basketball court, like with the extra paint around the outside edge, is probably closer to the size of the NHL ice. So, you do even lose a little bit of seating probably because of having to bring the ice out. I don't fully know how that works there, but
and
yeah,
and another embarrassing thing that I saw there is that because they didn't get a lot, they had to cover some of the seats off with a tarp because a lot of people weren't sitting at the game, and it's just like that's embarrassing. Like you should not have to do that to hide the seats of a tarp, because if you didn't, it'd be empty seats and it looked embarrassing. So it's like you shouldn't have to do that, but unfortunately you do. It's just not a good look to have a tarp covering seats like that. It's just not good. So there's ways it can be done. You can do better, but it's going to require Ohio State to actually put some effort into it and get off of this football only mindset that they've had. Because it's truly amazing that Ohio State women's hockey has had the success that they've had, given the fact that they don't really, if you're not football, you don't really get paid much attention to. But so you can get better, Ohio State. I would love to see you be higher up in the attendance. So just throwing that one out there. But anyways, next up, we're going to do a little Dean Evanson report card, stuff we like about him. What did we like about Dean Evanson? How did he do? So, I'll start. So, originally, there was a question of, what are the Blue Jackets going to do with Pascal Vincent? Because if you remember, to be honest, the Blue Jackets did him dirty. He was preparing all off season long to be the assistant coach, working with Mike Babcock and the other assistant coaches. And then, Mike Babcock with his silly goofball phone shenanigans and other inappropriate behavior, gets fired. And then essentially the Blue Jackets throw Pascal Vincent to the Wolves a couple days before training camp. It's like, well, oops, I know this is a tough situation, but here you go. Best of luck to you. Oh, we got training camp and the season is less than a month away. And, honestly, it just kind of set a negative tone for that season that I just don't think he was never going to recover from that. And honestly, he was in a position that I don't think he was ever going to win. There was improvement because the Blue Jackets went from 58 points to 66 points under him. And then there was that question of, well, what do you do with Pascal Vincent? Do you fire him? Do you keep him? I would have been okay if the Blue Jackets would have given Pascal Vincent one more try, give him a full off season to work as a head coach, prepare, and see how he could have done under just a full season where no shenanigans or any other junk happened. But ultimately, Don Waddell made the decision after meeting with him that was not going to happen. So he fired him and then started doing a coaching search, interviewing different candidates, and eventually he got to Dean Evanson and ultimately made the decision to pick Dean Evanson as the next coach for the Blue Jackets. Now, what I like, that easy to say that now, it's turned out to be a good move. But at that point in time when he got hired, there was a potential at that point in time of Patrick Laine saying, I want to get traded. There was that. And there was a potential of like, oh man, that could have been a big story where Patrick Laine shows up to training camp and he wants to get traded. How would he have dealt with that? Well, Blue Jackets never dealt with that because he got traded. And then, unfortunately, Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew Gaudreau die. And then a bunch of other stuff happened, and you just got this big mess, this big cloud hanging over the Blue Jackets. Uh-oh, you don't have Johnny Gaudreau. What are you going to do? And uh-oh this, uh-oh that. What are you going to do? But in the end, Dean Evanson and even Don Waddell and everyone else in the Blue Jackets organization just handled it correctly. They did it the right way, beautifully, perfectly. Dean Evanson came in from day one and just put a certain excellence, a certain standard, a certain accountability on a certain way that you have to play to get the job done. And I do think Pascal Vincent was trying to do that, but I just don't think he was set up for success and it wasn't going to work out. But it worked out for Dean Evanson because his basic idea is if you want to play, you need to earn it, regardless of who you are. You could be a first-line guy, second-line guy, third-line guy, or you could just be a grinder on the fourth line. You want to play, you need to earn it. And that accountability really helped set the Blue Jackets up. It really raised the standard on how the Blue Jackets should play. Also, under Dean Evanson, the Blue Jackets offense under his first season was ridiculously good. It was top 10, one of the best on 5-on-5. The home power play was over 26%, ridiculously good. The defense, still an issue, but it was much better. It was much more improved. And because of that, the Blue Jackets were able to win more games because there were games in the last couple of years that the Blue Jackets lost because their defense was just so bad and just awful. Dean Evanson helped fix some of that. Still some more room to go, but it was better. Also, under Dean Evanson, we saw much positive development of some of the young up and coming talent from the Blue Jackets. We saw good development from, Krill Marchenko. He took off and exploded for a 31 goal season, 70 plus points. Dmitry Voronkov, another young up and coming player for the Blue Jackets. He looked good. Positive development under Dean Evanson. Kent Johnson took another positive step. He looked really good. 24 goals, 50 plus points, just really good. Adam Fantilli, he took off. Outstanding. 31 goals and, 50 plus point season. He really shined. He essentially became the first line, second line center that they know that he's going to be. And then Yegor Chinikov, he didn't play a lot of games, but you could tell that playing under Dean Evanson really made a difference because in his first 14 games, he had 7 goals. You could really tell there was a difference. And looking back on it, maybe we shouldn't be surprised that these up and coming young guys that the Blue Jackets have took that next big step under Dean Evanson, because you look at what he did with Minnesota. At that time, they had a lot of young up and coming talent. They had like a Matt Boldy, a Kirill Kaprizov, like a Brock Faber, young up and coming stars. And they took off under his development. So maybe we shouldn't be surprised that the young up and coming stars for the Blue Jackets took a big step in good development under him. Another reason is that this past season, the Blue Jackets were not supposed to be very good. They were expected to be a top 10 draft pick. That's where they were supposed to be. And it doesn't help the fact that Johnny Gaudreau unfortunately dies. That does not help, from a hockey perspective, does not help your team. And from a physical and emotional standpoint, that brought the Blue Jackets down. If that would have sunk the Blue Jackets season, it would have sucked, but people would have gotten it. They would have understood. It's like, yeah, it sucks, but you know what? We'll look the other way. We'll give you a pass. But you know what? Dean Evanson handled this correctly, and under his leadership, he helped use this as a way to motivate, to do better. You know what? We're going to do this for Johnny Gaudreau. Let's play for him. We're going to do better. Rah, rah, rah. Let's go. Let's do it for Johnny Gaudreau. And that was a big motivation for the Blue Jackets. And in the end, the Blue Jackets did way better than expected. They just missed the playoffs by 1 game. Had they won that 1 game, they would have gone in. And the Blue Jackets were much more competitive under Dean Evanson in his first season. So overall, I like what Dean Evanson has done so far for the Blue Jackets. So much positive energy and so much development. It'd be interesting to see what he does this upcoming season, how he builds on that, because I'm liking what I'm seeing from Dean Evanson. So he gets an A from me.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna hit on a few points that you just touched on yet too, but it's definitely be hard for me to give Dean Evanson any other grade like less than an A. Taking the Blue Jackets from they had the biggest points difference, I believe, from last year to this year.
Plus 23.
Yeah, which is huge. That's quite a few more wins, and in such a pivotal, such a vital year. I'm positive that we're Brad Larson or we're Pascal Vincent, the coach, at the beginning of last season, when Johnny passed away. I do believe they're both very like emotionally mature type people. They both always seemed very calm. I mean, every now and then you could see something get under like Pascal Vincent's skin, but you very rarely saw Brad Larson. And I think that they would have done a fine job. But I really think that um, the timing of everything, uh, as unfortunate as it may be, yeah, I believe Dean Evanson was one of the best people for that role. To help lead the Blue Jackets into a new era as well. Because and as soon as Don Waddell was announced, or as soon as they were looking for a new GM, I knew that there was almost definitely going to be a new coach too. Just because oftentimes new GMs want to bring in their own people, new
Right.
coaches want to bring in their own people, and and not to mention Dean Evanson was the coach for Team Canada, right?
Yes.
At was it the Four Nations face off? Or was it
No.
the double IHF tournament?
The world.
The
World
World,
Hockey
yeah.
Championship.
And so that's real neat. Now, I don't think he's going to be for the next year, but one of the other assistants for Columbus is. But anyway, yeah, I think that Dean Evanson is fantastic as a leader, and that's probably one of the most important things is to have the room, have the respect, which was really surprising to me when like all this news about like Chinakov's coming out and like his agents being like public, like so public with everything too. I just feel, I don't know. I understand why you'd want to get results quicker, I guess, but I also feel like that was pretty disrespectful in many ways because it could have been fine behind closed doors, but
Right. Yeah.
now everyone thinks there's a big problem, and now they think that Chinakov's a thorn in the side when he probably just, I mean, wouldn't mind a change of pace. I'm not sure if maybe he wasn't happy. Chinakov wasn't happy with the playing time he had when he got back from injury or what. But yeah, you're back from injury. You're not going to get top line minutes, and right now you have to outplay. Dean Evanson is very. He was a player himself. He knows how it works. He worked his ass off hard because Dean Evanson was a bit smaller of a forward as well, and he knows what it takes to be out there. And I gotta trust. I feel like I trust him over like I would. Unfortunately, not to degrade anyone, but before I would trust Chinakov in this particular like coaching situation, like you gotta work harder if that's what you want. But yeah, like I said, getting the most points difference, positive points difference from last year to this year, huge positive. And also another great coach to have had for the, as you have a picture there, the outdoor game too.
Yeah.
Because Evanson definitely became kind of an icon when he was in at the Minnesota Wild. He had a very kind of tougher reputation as it still precedes him, and very no nonsense. He helped develop Kirill Kaprizov was a little bit older when he came over from Russia, but he did help develop him into an NHL talent. And Kirill Kaprizov came in 2021, and I think in his second season he already got like over 100 points. So, and that's just a talented player. Any talented player is going to do that if given a little bit of help, a little bit of tools. But at the same time, Everton played a big part of that. And I'm seeing the potential with another Kirill, Marchenko, and the potential with that too. And having a coach like Evanson being able to recognize that and move him up the ladder. Yeah, I dislike that there's a whole narrative this entire summer because there's not really much going on in the summer. But I dislike the narrative, but like, oh, Chinakhov, he wants out so bad, this and that, and maybe he does. I don't know, but I also like this is like a shitty headline to have to dwell on.
Right.
Because we bring up new topics every week, but some things we bring up and some topics that we're close to. Sorry, can you hear my dog in the background? He's barking his little head off. But all right, so sometimes we're getting weird little niche stories like from like a post from like an Instagram or something like that where like it's a player thing. So we're seeing little bits like tidbits here and there, but for like the general whole thing, like there's not been an article in the past like 2 months that hasn't mentioned Yegor Chinakhov winning out.
No.
Almost. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but that's what it's felt like. And it's just like, why?
Yeah.
But yeah, Dean Evanson, definitely an A for me this past season. I think he also the way he is with his staff and moving forward with that, and having a couple of his own people around and working with like old staff like Jared Bowl and that, um, fantastic. I think that's really a really awesome look for Dean Evanson too. I mean, and when I looked at him coming to the Blue Jackets, all I ever saw was like the outside perspective of me looking at the Wild and that being like, dude, that guy seems like a hard ass. He seems like he's gonna die. And then just like even like the welcome this is Jackets, like the whole Jackass parody thing he
Yeah.
did, and like seeing him and just joke and laugh around a bit more and be a little bit less like let his guard down a bit. I really appreciate. I don't really like know him personally, but as a fan, getting to know him over this past year has been pretty great. I've not really been disappointed in much of anything. I'm sure there's maybe like a moment or two in the season where I'm like, man, wish you would have left him out there longer. But
Oh,
also I'm not on the ice. I don't know firsthand what's going on. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes exactly. Like,
right.
we have very surface level information. Um,
Right.
so yeah, I'm looking forward to another year of Dean Evanson. After having that first year under his belt, developing some chemistry with the players, having some new players develop chemistry with old players, and old players, moving up the ranks here as they're getting older too. Um, so I'm looking for some big things this next year. Obviously, the logical next step for the Blue Jackets, the logical next, like the expectation is now playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Last few years, like I didn't even know what to expect. Like with Brad Larson, I had no clue what to expect. I mean, coming off of Torts coaching and stuff like that, like you have a real no nonsense kind of like old school coach, and now we have someone who I don't know like at
Right.
all. And then same thing with Pascal Vincent. He had very like a serious demeanor about him as well, but. And who knows what would have been if he would have stayed. I'm not going to dwell on it too much
No.
because I'm very happy with who the Blue Jackets have now. So
Right.
looking
Yeah.
forward to one more season getting better.
Yeah, and another thing that it's going to be a benefit for Dean Evanson and the Blue Jackets is that Dean Evanson has now will have, by the time training camp comes, he will have had a full off season to prepare for this upcoming season, putting in things of how he wants stuff to get done. This isn't to say that he didn't do that last off season. He did, but he got picked to be the coach in July, so he didn't have as much time to get fully
Yep.
prepared. This time, he's had since April. He's had time since this past April to prepare for this season and how he wants things to go. That's going to be a huge help to the Blue Jackets. That's going to be very beneficial. Also, going into last season, you're going into training camp, and during the season, both Dean Evanson and the Blue Jackets, are trying to figure out what's going on there and how does Dean Evanson want things, and how are things going to go? How do you play under Dean Evanson? How does he want you to play? That's not going to be a thing anymore because you now know how Dean Evanson wants you to play. You now know how things have to be. You now know that just when you come ready for training camp in September, that you know what you need to do. You don't really have to go over some things because you know what the system is about. You understand how you have to play. You understand how Dean Evanson wants you to play. And at that point, you're just practicing what you already know. And that's going to be so much easier. And in the training camp in the preseason, you only have so much time that you will be able to focus on things that you want to focus on, that you can be better at, instead of just saying, okay, we have to spend some time in training camp and the preseason games teaching you how we want to play and all this other stuff and how it has to be. You don't have to do that anymore. They know now how it has to be done, how you have to play. It's expected. You know how to do it. They can focus on that short time that they have in training camp and the preseason games to focus on stuff that you want to be better at and build on.
Yeah, yeah, and especially, like you said, you're coming in from an outside perspective, looking at this team. And in that first year, there's a lot of introductions right away. And not only was there a lot of introductions, and then we had the tragedy of John Gaudreau passing, and then on top of that, we have a bunch of new players that Don Waddell was bringing in. People getting traded, lines getting mixed up, and yeah, we don't know what the expectations are yet. Now we can look back at last season and be like, okay, well, we expect you to do better now. And
Yeah.
now he can look back at last season and be like, okay, so this is what happened when I put this player here. You're not trying to read some other coach's mind. Like, he's not trying to read like what Pascal Vincent was trying to do in the year prior and be like, okay, well, those two players didn't work together. Maybe it's because they weren't like coached in a certain way.
Well,
So having this last year to also look at having a direction you're going already, it's a lot easier than starting from the stop. You're starting with some momentum. You've had this whole off season now, and it really looks like, just with the whole Blue Jackets organization, that he's getting along great with like the players and everything too. Even just like I said, that little the Jackets video and everything like that. It's just I think it's awesome to see that personality from a coach, because I didn't think we ever really got that with Torts very much. And I mentioned Torts a lot because he was like one of the last long-term coaches that the Blue Jackets had. And so I personally, I was a fan. I liked John Tortorella quite a lot. But you never really saw any side of him that was not like more of a serious hockey kind of take. Which, respect for that. That's fantastic. But especially with having the year in the off season last year that the Blue Jackets and Blue Jackets fans had. So just huge props for this guy. And yeah, can't wait to see what more is in store.
right. So, what I'm just wondering, like, what does it look like now that they know how the Blue Jackets know how to play, how it has to be under Dean Evanson, especially. There is a possibility that the offense could get even better, that the guys could take an even bigger step this season. It was already good under him one season in, top 10 offense, one of the best teams at scoring goals, one of the best teams at scoring 5-on-5. The home power play was over 26%. There is a possibility, as crazy as it may sound, that could get better. What do the Blue Jackets and their offense, which was already good under him, look even? What does that look like after another year under him? It's just going to be, interesting to see. And even the defense, I suspect that's going to get better, because now you know how he wants you to play defense, and what's that going to look like? Just a lot of interesting questions as we get closer and closer to the season starting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
What is next?
On to the next thing, which is the Blue Jackets will have a new logo featured at center ice for all Blue Jackets games this season. So, of course, this upcoming season for the Blue Jackets will be their 25th season in the NHL, which is ridiculously crazy to think like that it's been that long. It doesn't seem like that. But the truth is, yes, it has been that long. It has been, this upcoming season, it will be 25 years since the Blue Jackets have entered the NHL. Now, this logo, you've probably seen it before. It is essentially the state of Ohio with the number 25 on it and the Blue Jackets logo on it. There is a slight variation of this logo that will be featured on the Blue Jackets' third jersey, which is the numbers are a slightly different color, and the shade of blue is more like a light blue compared to the dark blue. And the logo, instead of the flag logo, it is the cannon logo, third jersey there. So that will be featured on the jersey. But on the ice, you will be seeing a new logo for their 25th season, which is the state of Ohio with the number 25 and the Blue Jackets main logo. Overall, it's pretty cool. I like this, and this looks awesome at center ice.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace from the old logo they had there at center ice. Like I said before, I'm a pretty big fan of the kind of like the jagged edge Ohio logo. I mean, it brings a very kind of like ice kind of feel to it because of its like straight jagged edges. Um, and like I said, as an artist too, I'm just a big fan of this altogether. I'm glad they didn't go too dark on the shading and the numbers. I feel like that might have been a little bit odd, but pretty solid choice. I think maybe it would have been kind of neat to fill the negative space on the outside of the logo with just more blue. You'd still see the outline of Ohio, or maybe making it a tiny bit smaller. But I'm not judging anything here by any means negatively. I'm a big fan of this.
Yeah.
And
For
yeah, sorry,
context,
continue.
this is what the full logo looks like.
And this is what I meant about being a little bit too dark on the shadows and the lettering. Yeah. It's like this is cool. This is like a kind of like a 3D rendering, but you can. I just feel like it's a little bit dark, being right next to that dark blue. That's just personal opinion.
But this is, and for context, this is what the third jersey logo looks like. It's right here. So we'll put this up on put that up on the screen. So there it is. So there is the third jersey logo. As you can see, it is a slight different logo. Instead of a dark blue, it's a light blue. The numbers are that cream, it's like a vintage white with the silver, and it's the third jersey cannon logo.
Yeah, I like this. The the gray and the cream next to each other is a bit weird because they're like very similar in tone.
Yeah.
Obviously different colors, different hues, but it's like the same like brightness kind of. But still a big fan of this. I think that'll be pretty cool. It's only $10 for the pin. Might have to get that.
Oh God, yes. I know. I'm getting some. I'm definitely getting some 25th anniversary stuff when I'm in Columbus in October for the Blue Jackets home opener. Definitely got to do it. Definitely got to get some stuff. So, anyway, that right there will be the new logo that the Blue Jackets will be having this upcoming season at center ice for their 25th anniversary season. That's going to be cool seeing that in person at a game, and that's going to be cool watching that during a game on TV or a computer or something. That's just going to be cool. So I like that. So next up, I got to give a shout out to 21 Pilots because they're from Columbus and they're big Blue Jackets guys. And recently a new song came out from their new album that's coming up pretty soon here. And the name of the song is called Drum Show. I like it. I think you should listen to this song. Go to their YouTube page and check it out. You're not going to hear it on the show because, they're going to ding us for copyright if we play it. So we're not going to do that. So if you want to see, 21 Pilots' new song, the drum show. You should check it out. Support a band who's from Columbus and are big Blue Jackets fans.
Oh yeah, it's pretty dope.
It is. It is. Now, next up, we're doing a little summer fun. Some stuff that different Blue Jackets players have been doing. First up, we're going to be going. Wait, let's see here. First, we got to take this. We're going to take this off the screen here. First up, Adam Fantilli. He was seen at a Michigan football game. Of course, Adam Fantilli is a Michigan guy because he played at Michigan. So, some of his little summer fun, he went to a Michigan football game. So, here it is from his Instagram page. Gotta put this up on the screen. So here we go. So there you can see there's Adam Fantilli, a picture from his seats. Looks pretty cool. Looks like he's got some good seats there, so that's cool.
Just sure to trigger some people out there.
Right. So we'll play this one more time. But some cool seats here. It looks like he's got some good seats here. So there's that. Next up, the Blue Jackets posted some pictures of this different stuff that different Blue Jackets players were doing. And we're going to show that. So, first up, a little summer fun from, what the Blue Jackets have shared. So, there we go. I'm going to put this up on. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Let's see. Right here, I think it is. Where is it? Is it right? Where is it? Oh, right here. Okay, we're going to put it up. Here we have Dante Fabro. He's playing the guitar somewhere. Looks like some sort of beach area. So, that looks fun. Dante Fabro playing the guitar by like a beach area.
Looks relaxing.
Yeah.
I wonder where that is. Let me see the background. Let me guess. Is that one of the Carolinas, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Looks real flat though.
It's like a beach area.
Because yeah, there's like the beach, but there's a lot of grass. You don't really see that in like the Florida beaches very often.
No.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Looks pretty fun though.
Yeah.
He's not the only musical Blue Jacket either. I do believe that some other guys can play guitar as well.
Yes. Okay, here we have Kent Johnson hanging out with Macklin Celebrini, Connor Bedard, Jet Greaves, Jake Christensen, and two other people that I don't know who they are. And
I'm not sure who they are either. Probably other young players or prospects. That's cool. They're standing dangerously close to that.
The pool.
Is that why Bedard looks like? I mean, he always looks nervous, but like he just does. That's just his face. No offense. It's not. I'm not calling you ugly, bro, but he looks a little like nervous. It's just he's young, but standing pretty close to that. I like the one guy that has color in his shoes. I dig it. I dig it.
Yeah. Hanging out by a pool, nice little little nice, but pretty like scenery in like the woods because it's got some trees and pretty. It's pretty. So there's
Cool.
that. Here we have Adam Fantilli with his family at some sort of, fancy gathering where they're wearing like a suit and a bow tie.
Fancy.
Fancy. So
That's the whole family.
yeah, that's the whole family. You got Adam Fantilli, his brother, who interesting enough is playing at Michigan like Adam Fantilli did. And then his dad and his mom. And his mom, of course, her big famous moment from this past season is she was the one that threw the hat on the ice when Adam Fantilli got the hat trick against Toronto.
Yeah.
And she went viral for that because like there were clips of her throwing the hat on the ice, and people were just loving it, just giving her all praise, and just all positivity. Like they really liked how Adam Fantilli's mom threw the hat onto the ice once Adam Fantilli got the hat trick.
Well, and usually it might be a little bit annoying if like opposing fans throw hats. Like it's happened. It happens like almost every time a team makes a hat trick on the road. But
Yeah,
you gotta give it a little bit of excuse for the fellow's mom.
yeah, yeah. You
You're
do.
allowed to throw whatever hats she wants.
That's right. So let's see here. Here we have Eric Branson with his wife and kids at Disney World.
Dude, his wife must be fairly tall. Cause he's a really tall dude.
Yeah,
Our kids will be pretty tall too. What is he wearing? A goofy hat? I can't quite tell.
I don't know what hat he's kind of wearing. I don't
Two
know.
of them are wearing Mickey Mouse ears. That's funny.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's see here. Here we have Jake Christensen and Damon Severson somewhere.
Looks like a rodeo. I can almost guarantee that's a rodeo. Look at there's a
Yeah.
gate behind him. Severson's wearing a cowboy hat. They
Yeah.
got little VIP badges on their shirts.
Yeah. So
Well,
that's
Severson does. The other Christensen has backstage / something.
no VIP for you, Jake Christensen.
That's funny.
You're probably right. That's probably a rodeo based off the cowboy hat. But
Yeah, in the background. And I'm trying to figure out what arena that would be in. I don't recognize those.
I don't.
Those suites.
Anyway,
Anyway, on to the next.
Here we have Cole Sellinger golfing. Well, I think that's his dad.
Oh, cool. Mike Sillinger.
His dad, Mike Sillinger. Yeah.
Yeah, former player himself.
That's right. So that's cool.
Cole Sillinger, well known for having been born in Columbus because that's where his dad was playing at the time.
Right.
Pretty cool. Everything comes full circle.
It does. It does. So, okay, that's not all. Is that a little more summer fun? Is the Blue Jackets every year have like a little golf get together where they play a game of golf and different players show up for it. So, I think this is Eric Branson playing, a little golf there. Matthew Olivier in the background right there. Here we have Adam Fantilli, Sean Monahan, Matthew Olivier. So that's fun.
Was this for like a charity game or something for the Blue Jackets Foundation?
Yes. That's what it was for.
Pretty sick.
It was. So there's that. So next up, we're going to show a little, Jackson Smith, who's a Blue Jackets prospect, and he's going to go play at. Actually, no, we'll take that back. Of course, Zach Werenski, he got married. So, that's a little summer fun, you know.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Congrats to Zach again.
Yeah, so let's see here. Here, oh, you know what? I bet this is more pictures from his wedding. So here we have Cole Sillinger and
Is that
Fabro.
Fabro? Yeah. I
Dante
still don't quite
Fabro.
always recognize him at first, but yeah, he's definitely. I recognize him most by his hair, I think. But the sunglasses throw me off.
Sunglasses, so there's that. Here we have Cole Sillinger giving Dante Fabro a hug.
That's funny.
Let's see here. Dante Fabro again. Let's see here. Dante Fabro again. We got Boone Jenner and Nick Foligno.
Former and current Blue Jackets captains.
Yeah.
Nice seeing Nick Foligno out there. You know what? This is my favorite. I don't know if you always got the local commercials out where you live, but there's the Foligno's favorite Jets Pizza commercial that anytime I hear Foligno, I almost always think of Foligno's favorite. And it's in the commercial, he goes, "You know what? This is my favorite."
Yeah.
I don't know why. Can't get it out of my brain.
So let's see. Here
Now
we
exactly the commercials.
Yeah. Here we have Zach Werenski, Sean Monahan, Nick Foligno, and Boone Jenner.
Sean Monahan, have you ever seen the movie Dead Poet Society?
No.
Okay, so Sean Monahan just reminds me of one of the characters from there is all. I'm sure maybe someone out there might know what I'm talking about, but it's a good Robin Williams film. Anyway, carry on.
Okay, you know what? Okay, we're putting two to. All right, so here we have Adam Fantilli, Nick
Was Fantilli in the wedding party?
I think he was.
The bow tie is what made me think of it because I saw Werenski has a bow tie, and then like nobody else does. They all have like the traditional kind of long ties.
Yeah, so we have Nick Blankenberg, Erica Branson. We have Boone Jenner and Adam Fantilli.
Looking sharp.
That's that.
Looks like Boone Jenner could just wear that suit for Halloween and call himself one of the Blues Brothers.
Oh, yeah.
It's a classic movie.
Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, we got more. We got Erica Branson and his wife at Zach Werenski's wedding. We got Jake Christensen and his fiance at Zach Werenski's wedding. Here we have Zach Werenski with Justin Danforth.
Pretty cool seeing Danforth background too. I'm sure they had, they played together for quite a while.
Yeah. One of the best goals in Blue Jackets history at the outdoor game. Thank you, Justin Danforth. Let's see, another picture of Zach Werenski's wedding. And okay, then we did that. All right. I think, let's see. Oh, so this is what I was getting at earlier when I said how it's kind of an awkward angle if the puck's over here.
Yeah.
It's not very good. Like it's more made for basketball than it is hockey.
I think the corners are really square. Like compared to like Nationwide Arena, like I feel like the angles like towards the corners are all angled slightly more. Like what you were talking about earlier. You're describing the whole thing. Yeah. And since I had been there, yes, the seats have been updated. Yeah. So just from this picture alone, I can definitely tell that.
But see, because they normally have this blocked off because Michigan was there, they opened some of the seats up.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
hilarious. And see, they're blocking some of that off. It's just not good.
I mean, it looks fairly nice. It's just like the building, I think, just needs an update altogether. But it would cost so much at that point. Like,
yeah,
build a new building, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry,
It'd
but
be cool to see like one big building for both the hockey teams.
yes, Ohio State women's and men's desperately needs a new hockey setup. It just does. It desperately needs a new hockey setup. There is no question about it. It desperately needs a new hockey setup. It just needs it.
Something new.
So it needs something. It needs something new. So next up. So I'm gonna stop sharing that. So there is a clip I'm gonna bring up. So I understand. So Jeremiah Smith, who is a really good receiver for Ohio State, when he was on a recruiting visit to Ohio State, he wore a blue shirt, and Ohio State had a big hissy fit about that because, from their perspective, blue equals Michigan, and you can't do that. And at that point in time, Jeremiah Smith didn't think it was that big of an issue. But now, oh, I'm not going to do that again. And there's a clip of him saying, such a thing. I'm going to play that clip because I got to find it first. But what I'm going to say is this. Jeremiah Smith, it's okay to wear blue in Columbus. I know Ohio State has you think that it's bad to wear blue in Columbus. But it's not because of the Blue Jackets. Just, it's okay to wear blue. That's just how it is. Go to a Blue Jackets game and wear blue. It's okay. You can wear blue in Columbus. It's okay. So, put this up on the screen. So, so here we go. Right here. Okay.
What was it again?
I got it. Oh boy. Maybe not. Maybe. Oh, it's right. Oh, it's right here. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put this up on the screen. Share screen. So. Boo, 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 boo. Okay, got it. Bam. All right, here it is.
High school recruiting. First came in, I think I made a mistake and I was wearing like dark blue.
Oh
yeah, I was wearing dark. And it was Coach Hartline and Coach Keenan Bailey. And it was like, you can't wear them colors here. And then from that day forward, I was like, okay, yeah, it's real.
So, Jeremiah Smith, I have a message for you. You're a real good football receiver at Ohio State, but don't let Ohio State make you think that wearing blue is bad, because it's not. Yes, I understand Ohio State doesn't like Michigan and the color blue. I get that. I like Ohio State. I don't like Michigan. But at the same time, do not let Ohio State make you think that wearing blue is bad. You can wear blue in Columbus. It's fine. No one's going to have a big hissy fit about it. It's fine. No one cares. Go to a Blue Jackets game, wear blue, support the Blue Jackets. It's okay. Wear blue. It's okay. It's okay to wear blue. It's okay to wear blue in Columbus. Go to Blue Jackets game, wear blue. It's okay. Blue is not necessarily a bad color. You don't need to listen to Ohio State in regards to into that, in my opinion. Go wear some blue. Wear some blue in Columbus. No one really cares. Okay, it's really not that big of an issue. Wear some blue. Go to a Blue Jackets game. Wear some blue. Wearing blue is not that big of an issue, and Ohio State's just making it a bigger issue than it actually is. So it's okay to wear some blue, Jeremiah Smith. It's okay to wear some blue. Wear some blue in Columbus. No one really cares. And you can wear blue when going to a Blue Jackets game. So that's all I have to say about that, you know?
Yeah. Don't let a few loudmouths discourage you. Because the same people who are bitching about that are probably the same ones who are at the Blue Jackets games, and when you hear the announcer go, "There's 1 minute and left remaining," and they go, and Michigan still sucks. Like if we're playing the Detroit Red Wings, like
Maybe.
excusable. I'll excuse that.
Yeah.
They're there.
Yeah.
But like when you're playing like the St. Louis Blues or some shit, like are you stupid? Like
Yeah.
that has nothing in any way slightest to do with this game or this time at all.
No, I agree with that. I have never really understood the whole Michigan still sucks thing that happens at Blue Jackets games, though I will say that it's not really as big of a thing anymore. That thing is becoming a thing of the past. It is slowly going away. But at the same time, I just like no, I don't get it. It's like this has it has
Quiet, you can still hear it.
yeah. It's like it has nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. It just doesn't. It has nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. Ohio State, Michigan stuff doesn't really have anything to do with the Blue Jackets. And I agree. Like we're playing the Blue Jackets, you're at a game and they're playing like the San Jose Sharks and people are still doing it. And it's like, what are we doing here? That's not even close to being close. Like, yes, I'm sure the San Jose Sharks, who are way out in California, who don't really know much about Ohio State or Michigan, I'm sure they totally care about the fact that you said Michigan still sucks. Like, wait, what? Like, no. It just it does not make sense.
Really, the
no.
obsession is too much.
The obsession is a bit too much. I get it. Like, look. Okay, Ohio State. If you watch the show, you know that there's an Ohio State flag in my background. This one right here that I'm pointing to right here. Okay, you get it. I like Ohio State. And, you know, I also like the Blue Jackets because I have a Blue Jackets flag in my background. But the point is like I'm able to separate Ohio State and Michigan stuff from the Blue Jackets. I can like Ohio State and not like Michigan, but also realize that when I'm going to a Blue Jackets game, I'm going to go to a Blue Jackets game. I'm going to cheer them on. I'm not going to say Michigan still sucks because it has nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. It just doesn't. Also, another reason why it kind of doesn't really make sense is, you know, most of, you know, some of our good players, other than the Russians, are guys who went to Michigan. You know, Kent Johnson, Adam Fantilli, Zach Werenski. You know, the Blue Jackets would not be where they are right now and would not have had the success that they've had over all these years without these Michigan guys. And that's the truth. Maybe one day Ohio State can be really good at hockey like Michigan or Minnesota or any other Big Ten school and produce elite talent like Michigan has or Minnesota. And then the Blue Jackets could have those guys that came from Ohio State that were really good. That would be cool. But Ohio State's not there. The Blue Jackets are not there. They have good players from Michigan. So that's just, you know, another reason why it just does not make sense to do the whole, you know, Michigan still sucks thing at at a Blue Jackets game. It just doesn't. No. And again, Ohio State. I like Ohio State. Do I like Michigan? No. But it's like, I'm at a Blue Jackets game. I don't need to hear that. This is nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. It just doesn't. That's just me, though. Throwing that one out there. I will say that, like I said earlier, that whole Michigan still sucks thing, it's slowly going away. It's dying. It's not really as a big thing anymore, because I think more and more people are able to realize that has nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. Most people are able to separate the Ohio State Michigan stuff and their pro-Ohio State views and anti-Michigan views, and separate that from the Blue Jackets and understand that has nothing to do with the Blue Jackets. So,
Yeah, fading needs to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, because there's plenty of people out there who are, many people out there are Ohio State fans. That's probably the most. It has to have the most fans of any Ohio sports team, because it has such a wide reach. You're going from Cleveland to Cincinnati. Yes, there are other colleges in there, like the Bearcats. I got Bowling Green up northwest, and other bigger schools. But you can go almost anywhere in an Ohio Walmart, and you're going to find Ohio State stuff.
That's very true.
Almost any of them. So the reach they have is pretty extreme, but people are recognizing all the other sports as their own thing now too. Columbus's identity, like as a city, I guess when I was growing up and I wasn't really like around the city, the identity to me, everything I thought, it was Ohio State.
Right.
That was Columbus to me, was like Ohio State, and we go down there, and it's capital for Ohio, and then we go down there for field trips, and we go down there for when like my high school I went to was like in state games and stuff like that for basketball. But it was always, to me, like the biggest thing was Ohio State football. And I don't know if it's partly in just me getting older or the culture changing in Columbus, or at least adapting, or because Ohio State's always going to be there, and I'm never going to complain about it. I'm a big fan, but it's nice seeing all these other sports growing their identities, because now, the Blue Jackets are in their 25th year. They're not going anywhere. They're going to be there. Then we look at the Crew. They've been there for quite a long time too. And now I think the Clippers are just getting bigger and bigger each year. They've been a pretty good team, and now they have crossovers with. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of crossover with the Crew at some point with them as well too. And I think it's funny though that there are two teams, the biggest teams that have C names, the Columbus Crew and the Columbus Clippers, and then you have the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Columbus Blue Jackets. So I don't know why that's humorous to me.
I don't know.
And I'm sure we're missing some other like minor teams out there, and I'm not to slight any of them. It's just like kind of from the outside looking in of like what the biggest themes I see are. And don't get me wrong, there's plenty of other awesome stuff to do other than just hockey in Columbus, but or football or sports for that matter. There's plenty of awesome shit to do, but but like you said, fading away a little bit. I understand why it's going to be around to a certain point. There's just going to be fanatics of anything out there, and football and hockey being both pretty physical games. There's a decent crossover of fans there too, and so I'd like to not hear it too much, but I guess I get it a little tiny bit.
Yeah. And we've talked about this on the show before, but the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus is one of the most important things that's ever happened to Columbus, because it changed Columbus forever in a good way, for the better. You meant culturally, yes, Ohio State is a part of Columbus and will always be a part of Columbus. but they're not the only game in town anymore. There's more value. There's more reasons to come to Columbus than just Ohio State. Now it's like the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus turned a bad area into a good area. That it started an economic boom that 20 plus years later is now worth billions of dollars to the local Columbus economy and state of Ohio economy. They're that big, they're that important. All these bars and restaurants and stores and hotels that are now in downtown Columbus happen because of the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets turned around a bad area and turned it into a good area. The Blue Jackets are there, and then the Clippers, who, they had Cooper Stadium, which was a dump, a lovable dump. I was there for a game and I enjoyed it, but it was a lovable dump. The Clippers looked at it and said, hey, look at the Blue Jackets. They got a downtown stadium. That looks cool. We should try that. And then they went down there. That made the area better. And then 2021, and the Crew come to downtown Columbus, and they have a new stadium, and that makes it better. And now, anytime Columbus gets a big-time event now, from sports to politics to, bodybuilding to anime to comic book conventions to cheerleading and concerts and so much more, it's downtown Columbus. If you're a big-time event, you're coming to Ohio, you're picking Columbus now. It wasn't always like that. You were probably going to pick Cincinnati or Cleveland. But now, your first choice, if you're a big-time event, is you're going to Columbus because of how the Blue Jackets transformed that area for the better. I can remember in October 2016, I was in Columbus for the Blue Jackets home opener. And then that same day, you had Trump and Obama giving speeches in Columbus, plus the Blue Jackets outdoor game. And you put all those things together, and there was just so much positivity and hype and energy and excitement that day because there was just so much going on. Without the Blue Jackets, a day like that never would have happened. Okay, Trump and Obama, they probably go, if they're doing a speech in Ohio, they're probably going to go give a speech in Cincinnati or Cleveland. But because of the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus and transforming that area for the better, they come to Columbus for us to give a speech. And other big-time events come to Columbus because of the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus. It's really that important that the Blue Jackets came to Columbus. It gave Columbus so much needed legitimacy that they desperately needed, because Columbus kind of had, like, from an outsider perspective, kind of had like a cowtown image. Like, oh, Columbus, like, what's that? Like, why would I go there? Well, maybe Ohio State, but okay. But if I don't like Ohio State, then why would I go there? But now there's so much reasons to go to Columbus. With all the stuff to do downtown, and the Clippers and the Crew and the Blue Jackets and the hotels, the bars, the restaurants, and so much more, it's because of the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets were really that important to Columbus and changing Columbus for the better. That as much as I like Ohio State, I just don't think that they would have been able to do that. Because if the only thing that you have is just a college town, that's kind of boring, and that only gets you so far, because you can go just about anywhere else in America and go to a college town. But you
In
can't.
Ohio even too. There's
Yeah.
plenty of really nice ones too. I mean,
Yes, you can go any other place in Ohio too. They're nice, but you can't go to a place that says, "Hey, we can give you Ohio State, a football game with like 100,000 plus people. Really cool, really fun. We can also give you a lot of fun downtown bars and restaurants and stores and hotels. We can give you a soccer game, the Crew. We can give you a baseball game, the Clippers. Joe Burrow owns a volleyball team now in Columbus. Like, you
Yeah.
can go see that.
The
And
Fury, right?
yes, the Fury. It's like you can go see Joe Burrow's volleyball team and the Blue Jackets. There's so much that you can. Not every place can say that they can do that. But you can go to a college town that's all over America. But not every place can be like what Columbus offers. And that is just why so important that Columbus has the Blue Jackets now. It is that important that the Blue Jackets were able to come to Columbus. It transformed Columbus for the better forever in a positive way and for cultural reasons and so much more. The Blue Jackets are that important to Columbus.
Absolutely, yeah, and like you said something there too about like they're having so many more events there, and I think too it's just good marketing because like and oftentimes big shows and stuff will still definitely come to Cincinnati and Cleveland, but if you have time for one stop in Ohio and you don't really have the time to go from Cleveland down there, um, Columbus is a great choice because then like I'm not driving to Cincinnati from where I live.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell. That's like a 6-hour drive, 5-hour drive, or some shit like that. I'm not doing it.
No.
But Columbus is a little bit further away from me than Cleveland is, but I don't mind driving to Columbus at all.
No.
Like it's so it's just nice because then more people from the north and more people from the south can meet in the central location, as
No.
opposed to like if there's something I really, really wanted to see down in Cincinnati, it's probably shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Like, oh well.
Yeah. And I bring my family and friends I have so many family and friends I brought from Illinois down to Columbus, and they're like, Kevin, why do you go to Columbus? And then I tell them about it. And then once I bring them, they love it and they want to come back. They're like, Kevin, when are you going back to Columbus? I want to come with. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go to our bar. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to go see a Blue Jackets game. That was fun. I want to do that again. It's really, the Blue Jackets are really that important to Columbus. Columbus would not be where they are today without the Blue Jackets. Columbus would not be a booming economy, a city on the rise, a city that's now top 20 in population, that not that long ago passed San Francisco for the 14th biggest city in America, that is now, according to the latest census data in 2020, is now the biggest city in the state of Ohio. All of that happens because of the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus. The Blue Jackets are that important to Columbus. They really are. I don't even mean this in a disrespectful way, but if the Blue Jackets aren't in Columbus, if that doesn't happen, the unfortunate reality is Columbus is probably still stuck in that cowtown image that many outsiders have, that they really don't have that anymore because of the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus and changing the area and Columbus for the better. That's how important the Blue Jackets are to Columbus. When I tell people about Columbus, I tell them about the Blue Jackets first, and then I tell them about anything other cool stuff going on in Columbus. But I always make sure to tell about the Blue Jackets and just how special and how important they are to Columbus and to where that made them what they are today. That would not have happened without the Blue Jackets coming to Columbus. The Blue Jackets are that important to Columbus. They really are.
Yeah, one of my favorites. So we're kind of getting here really close to the end here. Did you have anything else you'd like to bring up here real quick?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
The battle for Ohio today.
yes, that's right. I'm gonna put this up on the screen, full screen here. So, we're Ohio sports fans here. Got to give a shout out to the Bengals and Browns as they start their season. Best of luck to you, Bengals and Browns. Let's have a good season. Obviously, the Bengals and the Browns started their season. They played each other today. Good good, tight, competitive game between the Bengals and the Browns. I enjoyed watching it, and the Bengals beat the Browns 17-16, and I enjoyed it. So that was fun. So best of luck to the Bengals and Browns this season. Let's have a good season.
Yeah. Good luck to him. I mean, that's hard to watch. And the Browns are always hard to watch. Don't get me wrong, but and to be fair, I actually saw replays of it. I was out playing disc golf this afternoon instead of watching home, and I was also watching the Guardians game at that time. So at least one Cleveland team had some good luck today. Cleveland Guardians pull up to 72-70, which puts them one game past the Tampa Bay Rays now, who they just beat. So it's a 4-game series, though. So anyway, I just have to get the heat off the Browns right now because, God, that was shit. So.
You know what? It was a good day for Cincinnati because both the Bengals and the Browns won.
My expectations for the Browns, and don't get me wrong, there's definitely some players from the Browns that I like a lot, but my expectations are low. But holy shit, that was bad.
Yeah, but
the way she goes.
Yeah, that's just
how the Reds been doing.
They just took 2 out of 3 from the Mets, so that was good.
Yeah.
So that was good.
I hate New York teams. All of them. Any sport doesn't matter.
So,
great.
So yeah, shout out to Ohio. Shout out to the Bengals and Browns this season. Let's have a good season. So there's that. Also, Ohio State recently started their season not that long ago, so I got a little graphic that I'm going to put up on the screen for that. So shout out to Ohio State. They recently started their season, and best of luck to ya. Let's have a good season, Ohio State. Let's have a good season, and please beat Michigan this time. No, losing 4 straight to Michigan is unacceptable. Please beat Michigan this time. I'm not interested in another loss to Michigan, so please beat Michigan. Please beat Michigan this time. So shout out to Ohio State, and best of luck to you, and let's have a good season.
Good luck. I don't think they'll need it if they're going to keep playing schools like whatever the hell, Granby or Grambler. Who's ever heard of that school in your life?
Grambling State. I get it. Every school. It's not just an Ohio State thing because I'm not ripping on Ohio State exclusively. Every school schedules weaklings. But, man, that was just, oh, God. Like, can we at least schedule someone that's kind of competitive? Because that game was done by the second quarter. Like, come on now. Jeez. Give me someone that's kind of competitive, not just a total blowout. Jeez.
Right. Like, that. How can you actually feel good about 70-0? Like, oh, we sure showed them. It's punching down so hard. It's just so whatever. Better than a loss.
Yeah, well. It's kind of like back during the 2016-2017 season when the Blue Jackets smoked the Montreal Canadiens 10-0. Like, come on now. I mean, it was fun, but like, come on now, let's get something more competitive here. But anyways. So that's that. So we'll take this off the screen. I'm going to quickly look at my bookmarks to see if I missed anything. If not, we'll, get out of here. So I'm just going to quickly check my bookmarks on Twitter to see if I missed anything. You know what? We'll put this up. We'll put this up on the screen. So, one more clip from the Blue Jackets night at the Clippers game. Here we have Dante Fabro and Matthew Olivier signing autographs.
Oh, it is not up on the screen. I got
Oh, damn. All right, put it on the bingo card.
That's been a while for that bingo.
I know. Hey, I've been good with that. I've been good with that. All right. Now it's up on the screen. Oh, my jeez. All right. Okay, here we go. So we'll back this up.
Oh yeah, I saw at the game there was also a logo like behind the plate, like behind where the ump is, and it was 2 hockey sticks crossed with the letter C in the middle of them. I thought that was pretty cool because painter guys usually pretty used to painting the Clippers logo or a C or something.
Right. Yeah. So this had to be cool. You go to a Clippers game, you see a baseball game, and then you like the Blue Jackets. It's Blue Jackets night, and you could get autographs from Matthew Olivier or Dante Fabro.
Pretty sick.
That was pretty cool. I want to check one more time. Check the bookmarks if I missed anything. Otherwise, we'll say our stuff then get out of here. No. Nope. You know what? Oh, I got 2 more things. So this is a video from March of 2019. The Blue Jackets are in Nashville, and they win that game 5-2. Zach Werenski posts that on his Twitter page that he sees a bunch of people wearing Michigan stuff, and he showed support for him. So that's that, and then this is what it says. It says from Zach Werenski's Twitter page, March 30th of 2019, huge win for at Blue Jackets NHL. It's also nice to see the best fans in college hockey, and he tags Michigan's hockey team. So that's cool. And oh, look, and there's the people. There they are right there. That's the people in the Zach Werenski's video showing support for Zach Werenski. So that's cool. So there's that. And then, we got to balance it out, show some support for Ohio State. So here in November of 2019, the Blue Jackets beat Pittsburgh. And after the game, Nick Foligno is named one of the 3 stars of the game, and he goes out onto the ice wearing a Ohio State football helmet. So this is, I like this. This is pretty cool. Nick Foligno, when he played for the Blue Jackets, wearing an Ohio State football helmet and showing support for Ohio State. So that's cool. So I like this.
Yeah, wasn't that like the week of the Ohio State Michigan game or something?
Yeah. So this was November of 2019, and this was the day before Ohio State played Michigan that year, which Ohio State won that time. But yes, this is from November of 2019 when November 2019, the day before Ohio State, Michigan, the Blue Jackets play a game against Pittsburgh. They win, and Nick Foligno is one of the 3 stars of the game. And he wears an Ohio State football helmet to show support for Ohio State. So that's cool. I like this. But anyways, so that's all I got from my bookmarks. We're going to say our stuff, and then we're going to get out of here. So, first things first, like we always do. You should totally like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please tell your family, please tell your friends, like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And as always, got to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Such a good guy. I wish you were still here so I could talk some hockey with you. Yes, love seeing you at parties and family get-togethers and holidays like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, so much more. Birthday parties, family get-togethers. Love talking hockey with you, but unfortunately, September of 2024, you unfortunately died, and I still wish you were here. And I miss you, man. I wish you were still here. But you're not. But shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. I wish you were still here so I could talk some hockey with you because you were a big hockey guy. Big Blackhawks guy, but the Blue Jackets became your second favorite team, and you had this Blue Jackets hat that I gave you, a blue camo Blue Jackets hat. You loved wearing that hat. You wore it to your cooking job, and you tell the story about how your fellow cooking co-workers loved the Blue Jackets hat. They'd say, "What's that hat?" And they'd say, "Oh, it's a Blue Jackets hat, hockey team. My nephew gave this to me." And they say, "Oh, that's a cool hat. I like that." So I always enjoyed that story when you would tell it to me. So anyways, shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. I wish you were still here so I can talk hockey with you and just hang out with you. So shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. Thank you for everything.
Oh yeah, rest in peace, Uncle Doc.
I'm going to take this off on screen. So, two last things for me, and then Hefty Duck can say his things, and we can get out of here. Which is this. Go check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers on all social media platforms. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. And like I promoted it earlier on in the show, Union Blue Soldiers does a march every year for the Blue Jackets home opener. And we're having another one. You should check it out. Join Union Blue Soldiers for their March of the 13th.
Sorry, you froze for a second. Just repeat that. Just repeat that last little bit. You're good now. But it was right before you said the date of the march.
But I'm here. Woo!
Yeah.
Anyways, join Union Blue Soldiers for their March of the Union Army on Monday, October 13th, 2025, R-Bar, 6 o'clock p.m. This is the event that you want to go to before the Blue Jackets home opener. It truly is. We usually get about 50 to 100 people, big crowds, coming together to cheer on the Blue Jackets. You never know what's going to happen. You could have Stinger there. He might show up. Maybe, maybe not. You could be on TV, like when Clay Hall from ABC 6 News came and joined us for a march and put it on TV. You never know what you're going to get. And that's the fun surprise with the marches that Union Blue Soldiers does. So this is where we're going to be meeting right here outside of our bar. This little area right here. So when I say our bar, this is what I mean. Out in this area right here. The little patio area by our bar, they got the little benches that you can sit on, and just people hang out in this area for the march. And then 6 o'clock comes and we get going and we cheer on the Blue Jackets. So that's that. And I'm going to play a little video, and then after that, I'll be done. Let's see. So here we go. So just turn this down just a bit. So, one last time, join Union Blue Soldiers for their annual March of the Union Army on Monday, October 13th, 2025, our bar, 6 o'clock p.m. Join us and be with your fellow Blue Jackets fans as we march on to Nationwide Arena to cheer on the Blue Jackets. See you there! CBJ! 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 Let's go Jackets! Let's go Jackets! So again, one last time, join the march on October 13th, 2025, our bar, 6 o'clock p.m. Join your fellow Blue Jackets fans and Union Blue Soldiers as we march on to Nationwide Arena to cheer on the Blue Jackets. So that's it for me. Hefty Duck will say his things, and then we can get out of here.
Hell yeah, brother. I don't have too terribly much to go over here at the end. Make sure you like, share, subscribe anywhere you're watching from, Twitter, Twitter or YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. We don't really post much over there because we don't like. I use Facebook for like work stuff, but I don't really like use it that often. So check us out on X/Twitter. Check us out on Instagram and our YouTube as well. But huge shout out to our audio listeners. You guys have been doing us a solid this whole off season, this whole summer, and it's only been getting better. So thank you very much for listening in. If you too would like to listen to our podcast as opposed to watch us on YouTube or the replays, our live replays, we do post the audio every night after the show. I post it, and you can find it on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever you can find podcasts. We're pretty much there. So I appreciate you. And yeah, thanks for watching another episode of the Blue Jackets. We will be. I shout out my stuff real quick too. You can find me on X at Lance_Schrock. I believe it's just my name there. You can find me on Instagram at lance.schrock.tattoos. Check out some of my artwork. Come get tattooed. I'm in north, central, eastern kind of Ohio. Not too far away. I've done at least one cool Blue Jackets tattoo. I've done Stinger. That was sick. But anyway, we'll be back here next week. Next Sunday, September 14th. And we will be back with maybe a little bit of news on some prospects who will be playing in this weekend's prospect challenge in Buffalo. And we'll have a couple other fun things for sure as we're getting closer and closer to hockey season. This end of this month, it's going to be the first. First there's going to be camp coming up real soon, and then after that, there will be a little bit of preseason hockey. So looking forward to it. Hope you guys are too. And once again, this is the Brew Jackets. We will see you next week. Same time, same place, same day, and everything. See ya.